Hello, welcome to Jet Mathematics. I remain your host, Milton Ibiwarijan. We are still looking at the square roots of surds, and we are looking at a different example in this video. In our last video, we looked at an example that has a plus between the binomial terms, and then we also want to establish something a little bit tricky from what we did in our last video. Okay, so quickly we are going to find the square root of this surd. So the first, we have square root. We'll say let the square root of this surd, we'll say let it be equal to m minus root n. So we are using minus because the sign between these two terms is minus. Okay, then next we will square both sides. If we square both sides, here becomes 4 minus 4 root 6, because the square of this will remove the square root. Okay, is equal to the square of this here, m minus root n, all squared. All right, next we'll just expand this. So we have 14 minus 4 root 6 is equal to m plus n minus 2 root mn. Okay, so that's what you get when you expand this. In case you don't know how to expand things like this, you can see our video on expansion of binomial expansions. Okay, you can see our video on that. All right, next what we need to do now is to make this term look exactly like what we have here. Okay, so here is 2, here is 4. Let's try and see if we can make here 2. So we can do that by saying this is 14 minus 2 times 2 root 6. So 2 times 2 gives us 4, and then we are good. So this is equals to m plus n minus 2 root mn. Our next job is to take everything here, make this a single surd. I'm going to make this a single surd. Okay, a single surd. I've taught you how to do that already in our previous videos. So here we become 2 root, we are taking this 2 inside, becomes squared, times 6 is equals to m plus n minus 2 root mn. Okay, so we are good. This becomes minus 2 root 2 squared is 4 times 6 is 24 equals to m plus n minus 2 root mn. So comparing the left hand side with the right hand side, we have that m plus n is equals to 14. M plus n here is represented by 14 here. So it says equals to 14. I'll call this equation 1. And since here is 2, here is minus 2, here is minus 2, it implies that 24 is equivalent to what we have here. So we say mn is equals to 24. We'll call this equation 2. So we are going to solve equation 1 and 2 simultaneously. Okay, from 1 we have from 1 we have m is equal to 14 minus n. Okay, we can call this 3 if we want. Okay, now the next thing we need to do is to substitute m equals to 14 minus n into equation 2. So if we substitute that, we are going to get m. We are substituting this into equation 2. So m in equation 2 will take 14 minus n. We have 14 minus n bracket n equals to 24. So we obtain this by substituting this into equation 2. Alright. Then the next thing we need to do, we expand this. We have 14n minus n squared equals to 24. Then next we say this is n squared minus 14n plus 24 equals to 0. Okay, so when you take all of this to the side, you get this. Alright, now what we need to do is to factorize this. So to factorize this, we have n squared minus 12n minus 2n plus 24 equals 0. So this gives us n. When you factorize now, you have n into n minus 12. And what's common here? We have minus 2 into n minus 12 equals to 0. So if you don't know how to factorize or solve quadratic equation, you can as well see our videos on factorization and also on solving quadratic equations. Okay, so from here you have n minus 2 and n minus 12 equals to 0. So that n is equals to 2. Okay, let me just show that. So that we say n minus 2 is equals to 0, or n minus 12 is equals to 0. Okay, so here we have that n is equals to 2 or n is equals to 12. So we've gotten n. All we need to do is to substitute n into equation 3 so we can get m, which implies that m is equal to 14 minus n. 14 minus n is 2, or m is equals to 14 minus n again is 12. So with this, we can say that our m is equal to 14 minus 2 is 12, or m is equals to 2. Okay, fine. So we've gotten our values for m and n, so we just substitute them there. Therefore we can say that the square root of 14 minus 4 root 6 is equal to, so all we need to do is to say root is equals to root m. So when our m is 12 minus root n when our n is 2. 12 and 2 goes together. Okay, but we can simplify root 12. Root 12, if you simplify that, you get 2 root 3. Check our video on how to simplify surds. You get to know how to do that. And then minus root 2. Or this is equal to, m can either be 2, so m again can be 2, minus n can be 12, okay, which is also equal to root 2 minus 3 root 2. So these are your answers. So we have the square root of 14 minus root 4, so equals to 2 root 3 minus root 2, or root 2 minus 3 minus 2 root 3. Alright, so these are the results. Now, very interestingly, you must know subtraction is not commutative, so the answers remain like this. If it was addition, then this will be the same as this, and then we can just say it is equals to this twice, as we saw in our previous video. So please don't forget to like, to share, and to comment on this video. And also, if you have not started following this page, you can as well follow this page. Thank you for watching. See you in our next video. Bye.